All right, so today I have another guest on Get to Know You, and this is going to be week 2 of the podcast. And why don't you introduce yourself for everyone?
Hi, everyone. My name is Teresa Baines, and I am part of the Young Professional Connected Network that Cayden is doing, which is so cool. I'm so excited to be here with you today, Cayden.
Glad to have you on. So, help us get to know you a little better. What are some things that we should know about you that are unique or that stand out, or hidden talents, goals, dreams, anything like that?
Wow, that's a big question. Okay. Um, well, I am someone who really cares about people. That's my big thing. I'm a people person. I love people. I love helping people. My personal philosophy in life is to be happy and to help others be the same. So, whatever I do in any profession, I've kind of jumped around a lot as it as we do sometimes when we're young, but jumped around a lot. But whatever I do, that's always my goal is to just help other people be happy. So that's been fun. I when I first got out of college, I originally got into new build cells with a builder in the West, which was really fun. I did like some assistant work there for a little bit. Got my real estate license and started selling, which was really fun. But my husband was in the military at the time, so we've moved all over. After that, I kind of took a break and helped do some therapy with kids with autism for a while, for about 4 years. So that was really cool. A huge learning opportunity, and just it was awesome. And then after that, we moved to Ohio, settled down. My husband's going to OSU and got into new builds again. I thought it was time. This is an awesome market. My team is really cool, and this is the right place for me. So, yeah.
Awesome, awesome. What did you go for school for?
I went to school originally for English because I really wanted to be an editor. I guess, if that's one of my secret talents is I'm really good at editing papers. If y'all need papers edited, hit me up. I'm your girl.
Oh, that
but
was me years ago.
yeah, that's so fun. And then the very last semester, I switched to business management. Got a degree in administrative. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Crazy lights.
We're having some electrical issues in our house. My husband's trying to fix it right
Ah,
now. But uh, switched to business management, did administrative assistance and stuff. And I'm currently actually back in school right now for psychology. So that's really fun.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've hopped around a lot, and
Hopped around.
obviously you've been in a couple different careers. What's one like major life lesson you would say you've gained based on really having a good cross section on a couple different diverse industries?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say my number one takeaway is that people are people, and it doesn't matter what field you're in. Um, People like to be heard, people like to be respected, people like to have friends. And whatever you go into, as long as you go in with a helping mindset, thinking, how can I really serve this person? Um, how can I, help them accomplish their goals today? Whatever that means, I did banking for a little bit or therapy or real estate. Just if you come in with that helping mindset, you can build relationships and really help people in just ways that you just couldn't if you weren't in that service mindset.
Yeah, and I think I've seen a cultural shift, if you will, in the workplace. We've gone from what I call the suit and tie corporate days into more of the casual days, but it's focused more on getting to know the people and really building up those bonds and those teams. And I like the cultural shift now. People are starting to say my team and I, instead of my colleagues and I or my employees and I. There's not this hierarchical, a divide, if you will. It's, we all have different roles, we all have different skill sets, we all have different levels of experience, but we're all working towards a common goal, and we're all trying to, uplift each other to that next level. It's okay if you start a company making $80,000 because there's room to grow. Your boss or your supervisor should be there as a leader, helping it to that next level. and then either eventually take their position, or you move on to a different organization that can help propel you even farther. So I'm a big proponent of that as well. Really glad to see that shift, and that's part of the culture we're trying to build here in the
Oh,
group is a supportive environment. And one of the rules I've sort of, or guidelines I should say, I've set forth in the Facebook group is give more than you take. If you're just trying to take and you're just trying to get leads and post marketing and stuff, I'm gonna hinder, letting you post, letting you go, kind of go crazy because
right.
you're not engaging with anyone. No one knows who you are. Same reason, which I need to update it actually. I'm making or this will be a rule. No
Okay.
business pages are gonna be allowed to join. And the reason
Oh,
why is because you can't build a relationship with a business page. It's a business page.
absolutely.
A business page is there to do business. A person's
Totally.
there to actually get to know that individual on a one-to-one level and not just
Oh,
know, oh, Dave does, car detailing. It's Dave likes to play basketball. He has 2 kids. He has a degree in agricultural management or whatnot. His first car was a '76 Chevy. Which was the coolest thing because I had a '76 Chevy. Those kind of conversations. None of that's true. It's all made up. Wish I had a classic car. But anyways, those kinds of conversations because then when you're thinking about that person or someone's talking something, you're like, I've talked with someone. They're a local builder. They work for a local builder here, and he goes, I
mhm.
like pickleball, and I'm like, well, my friend Henry loves pickleball. Like, I got to connect you with Henry in pickleball. Henry is
Good.
not a professional pickleball player or a pickleball equipment salesman, but it's something they
Uh-huh.
can bond over. And who knows, maybe they get talking and maybe what Henry is doing can help him out. Or vice versa. Maybe Henry is, in need of his, new build abilities and services. So it's stuff like that that we really try to hone in on. So on that note, I know you kind of skipped over it a little bit. What's a unique hobby you have or something that is kind of the curveball you throw in the conversation. So when you're trying to get to know someone, you're like, well, by the way, you would have never guessed this about me.
Right. Okay, cool. I am a photographer. I went to the New York Institute of Photography. So I don't do it all the time, but my favorite is auto photography. My dad was big into cars growing up. He actually won like a competition that was like building a car from the ground up and he won like 16th in the nation. So that was cool. And so I just always grew up in the garage with him. And then when I married my husband, he is actually in school to become an F1 engineer. I don't know if you're familiar with Formula One.
Wow.
It's a race car thing. Anyway, so he's doing that. And so I actually had like an auto photography business for a while. I love taking pictures of cars. I need to get in the car scene a little bit more here. So I guess that could be one of my 3 people. Like,
Well, I was going to tell you, based on that conversation, I already know 4 people that would be a good introduction for you.
oh, perfect.
Right
Yes,
off the
because
bat, 4 people I know that are the photography or cars. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I had nothing up until that moment. I had nothing. I didn't know anyone that I could have introduced you to until that moment. Now I got 4 people. Now, are
right.
those necessarily going to be leads? I don't know if those are going to be leads. I don't know if they're, they're going to need you on a professional level. But if they get to know you as a person, they might have a friend who's like, hey, I need X, Y, Z, and you're like, I can do it. Or they're like, she can
Totally.
do it. And so then they go
Totally.
out and they're like, hey, I know this amazing person. And it's not just, this isn't someone I've just hired in the past and had a business relationship. This is someone that, I know as an individual. I understand their values, their goals, who they are, how they operate. I could put my name behind this person. This is someone that you want to get to know.
That is awesome. Yeah, I think it's really cool. So, yeah, I love photography. I also really am into yoga. That's been fun. I've been doing that for a few years now. So, if anyone that you know is into yoga, please let me
I
know.
gotta, I gotta get you to talk to Henry. Henry has a group about fitness, which I think you're
Okay.
gonna love. He's the
Yeah,
pickleball guy, but I'm sure if it's something like that, he'd definitely be interested.
way cool. Yeah, I'd be way into that. And then I have 2 dogs, so I'm always down for like puppy play dates. I actually have like an acre of land.
Wow.
Um, yeah, which is nice. I'm so grateful. I love it out here, but have a little acre, so like I have little puppy play dates back here. I love that too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Perfect. So moving on then to
Oh,
the potatoes. I guess we went through the meat. Now we're on the potatoes side of things. If you had to get to know three people or three types of people, who would they be?
So that's a good question. I've been thinking about this since you and I initially talked, and I want to get to know some more women in Columbus, some more professional women too. Nothing against men, y'all are great. I love men, but in my field especially, a lot of it is like male dominated, and so I've been looking for more women who I can connect with. So specifically, I'd love to meet some like female lenders and some female insurance brokers too, just because I refer those people a lot. Um, and although everyone, it's nothing against men, again, they've done a great job. But International Women's Day is coming up and on March 8th, and women still historically have lower home ownership rates than men because women only were allowed to get mortgages in 1976. This is still new to us, which is crazy. And so I'm just kind of hoping to get together like a female team so that on international for like International Women's Month, we can kind of promote that for women in Columbus. So that's kind of who I'm looking for. But I'd love to meet more photography and car folks too.
Yeah, I definitely have some of those. I know someone. I'm trying to think. I don't know if they do residential lending. I know they do business loans. That's gonna be. I'm gonna have to think about that one. I know a couple real estate agents, very successful real estate agents and brokers in the area.
Yeah.
Um, Let me see who I come across. There's a lot of people in the group. I guarantee I can find someone. Let me look my LinkedIn too. Scour my
Okay.
LinkedIn, if you will. I have so many people in real estate on my LinkedIn. I've lost count.
Okay,
So
fun.
there's like
Love
1,900 plus people on there. So I need to go and like hunt through and be like, okay, who do I know somewhat that I can make a connection with? But
oh,
I've got that on the recording now, so I'll be on the
awesome.
hunt. My goal for the end of the year is through meeting. Now I've changed it from 365 days to 52 weeks because
That's so
a little bit more manageable on the time. But 52 new people. But by the end of the year, I'll fill my checklist. And every so while I'll
that's
go through it. I'm like, okay, you know, Brett, for example, was on last time. Brett needs to know these three people. Have I met one of these people yet? Or have I come in contact with one of these three people yet? Or another instance is, has someone I know told me about one of these people and they can make an introduction for me? That's
totally
another one I'll try to do as well. So
cool.
now that I have information, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to find you some people to get to know, and then
So
hopefully you're able to expand your network and achieve your goals as well.
thank you, Cayden. I appreciate you heading this up. This is a really cool thing. So I really appreciate you doing
My pleasure. That's exactly what it's here for.
that. Cool.
All right. Well, we'll be on next week with another guest. Look forward to seeing everyone again, and have a great, safe night.